Hello everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. How's it going?
Hello. Thanks for having me.
This is my dear friend GACHAGUNS. Bright Star, thank you for the follow. Hello Hilldilly, hello Internet Fail, welcome, welcome. It's my hands. And hello Kirk Wallander. Ooh boy, my computer is not having a good time right now.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Sources. Might catch up.
Yeah, that's probably it. What to do about this?
You can try toggling me off for a second, see if that helps. Because I go to P and
Sure. Let me toggle myself off too. No, it's still pretty... Fire instructor, thank you for the follow, welcome. Oh boy. I might have to turn down the stream quality. You stream, hello, hello, how's it going? Thank you for coming. Yeah, let's open up OBS settings and turn down the quality a bit. Because this is, OBS ain't a fan of what's happening right now. CPU is doing too much shit at the moment. Ooh boy. Did OBS crash?
Stream looks like it's still up.
Oh boy. We're still alive, okay. Cool. Yeah, OBS likes to hang when I bring up the settings, I think. Well, let's figure out something to fill this dead air. What you been up to, Gotcha?
No,
Alright, Hammer.
a whole lot. Resisting the urge to buy more firearms.
Hi.
That sounds about right for you. Welcome,
Yeah,
Delty
that's about
Delty.
right.
Welcome, hi Badger, how's it going? For those just joining, I'm dealing with some technical difficulties because my computer is not a fan of all the shit I have going on right now. So, tell you what, I'm gonna briefly stop streaming so I can change these settings. Oh wait, no, I don't even have to do that. Cool.
Yeah, can you change the quality in OBS without...
Yes, I'm
restarting the
gonna
stream?
hit this with a fucking very fast. And that should hopefully maybe make this a little nicer. Hey Delcat, welcome. Delmac, thank you for the follow, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Okay.
We back?
Yeah, I think we're back. Computer is still not a fan of me. Ooh boy. What to do, what to do, what to do. Hide droid cam.
You can, you don't need to stream to me in the Discord. That's okay too if you want to cancel that.
Oh yeah, because you can just see this Twitch stream. That's gonna
Yeah,
do.
it'll be slightly delayed, but...
Yeah, that's probably...
that'll
That'll probably help a little bit. There's still quite a bit of lag, but at least it's a little better. Can I make V2 Studio lower resolution? That might be a good idea.
I wonder you're tempted to get a Bolty Boy or build an Abomination. What, like a...
There we go. Okay. So my model's gonna be a little blurry, but now we got full fucking... There's no delay now. We're good.
Okay, nice, nice. Cool.
Welcome Ninjasaurus Rexatron. Is that a FOMOS and a 1911? I cannot tell if you're fucking with me on purpose.
No, this is a running trolling joke on my stream every time someone pop in and they're like, oh, nice, what insert totally
Wrong gun.
gun you have there. Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah.
Loosely looks like something.
Okay. Apologies for the delay, but we got things going now, so that's good. Supposed to introduce my guest. This is GACHAGUNS. He's a friend of mine. He knows a lot about guns, and he has very many of them.
I have a few.
A handful.
Yeah.
A couple of I don't know. I'll don't speak for both of us, Tammy. Welcome, Rakshal. What's going on? So I may as well introduce the guns we got on the table here. So.
What do you got?
This is my Kel-Tec RDB. It is a rifle downward ejecting bullpup. And this is a 20 round mag YouTube, so shut the fuck up and leave me alone.
They probably won't.
Yeah, probably not. And this is a Smith & Wesson Model 39 from 1976. This was my first gun, and this is my second one.
Honestly, a pretty nice.
What is VTuber? VTuber?
Nice first
It's VTuber in Russian. Я знаю немножко русский язык. But yeah.
No optic gotcha has to be proud.
Yeah, I still have not shelled out the money for an optic yet. I have a friend who might be able to get me a good deal on like a 3x prism optic, which I think would go well on this. I have a few pictures. When I went to shoot with a friend, with a couple friends, they brought some optics I could try, and this with like an LPVO on it, it's a gorgeous rifle.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool setup. You know, and I think you'd always think about too is like get a red dot, and then you can add a magnifier later, so you get magnification. But then
honestly, I just really like the prism.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about prism sights is they're fixed power, right? So like 3x is great if you're shooting, you know, at 50 yards, 100 yards, whatever. But when you're trying to shoot something that's like 5 yards away, it's a little bit harder to use.
Yeah. Barely hear gotcha on my end. Oh, do I have him too low? I can turn that up for y'all.
Let me see. I can try and boost it up too.
Sure. I can just turn you up in Discord. There we go.
Okay, cool. How do I sound now, Chad? Am I better?
Yeah. How we sounding?
Apparently Ray could hear me just fine.
Okay.
Good.
Another 10 to 20%. Okay. Coming right at you. Cool. Your mods are spicy meatballs. Temmy and Rayhammer are some characters, I will admit. Hey, hello, Vanille, what's up? So, I suppose for gun cleaning, we're gonna start off with. Let's start off with the Smith & Wesson because I actually know how to fucking take this one apart.
Sounds good. Pistols are easier to clean too, so.
Move this off the table for now. Set it back here. So, as with anything, before we start cleaning, we're gonna check unloaded. So, nothing in the chamber. We're all good.
Ooh, I like the sound of that gun.
It's nice. It's real nice.
Yeah.
So, this thing comes apart just like a 1911, and I should say this is Smith & Wesson Model 39-2. And turn the safety off.
What year that one was made?
76.
76. Nice.
Gonna cock the hammer so the slide comes back easier. Gonna grab it here and pull back until these two notches line up. Then, on the other side, there's a pin here. Sometimes you need like a punch to get it out, but this one is old enough and loose enough. Tammy, thank you for the sub. Welcome.
Old and loose.
Yeah.
I like it.
Fucking A. Anyway, take this out. Gently let this down. And... oh, fuck. I should have held the hammer back. It's fine. Rayhammer, thank you for the sub.
It's a... wait, is it steel or aluminum frame?
I think the frame is alloy, and the slide is aluminum, or it's the other way around. I can't remember.
Yeah, slide's gonna be steel for sure. but the frame's probably aluminum, so
Oh, you know what? I need to fucking put some gloves on. Completely forgot about that.
Right.
This is why you keep de-leading wipes handy. Don't get lead in your bloodstream, kids. It's not good for you.
I mean, a little lead probably never killed anyone. Probably.
I mean, it depends. Anyway.
But I would not recommend it, no.
No. Don't put lead in your Cheerios. Yeah. I have dumb brain, but I came prepared. So. And I do have rubber gloves. Oh, these might be too small. Fucking A. Oh no, I think these are actually a good size.
You good? I mean, honestly, you want the gloves to be on the tight side, because otherwise, if they have a lot of material, they'll get like caught in the gun action in bits, and then they just tear.
Yeah, no, this is good. It's just a bit of a struggle to get in there.
That's what she said.
There's so many fucking innuendos.
There's gonna be a lot. There's definitely gonna be a lot.
Oh boy. Okay, gloved up. We're good. So. Now we have the slide, removed from the frame. Magazine is over here. Yes, I'll put that in here on the thing. Next we're gonna do, remove the recoil spring. So I'm gonna push down and gently let it out, pull it out here. So now, we can take this, remove the barrel bushing, set it down here.
Oh, it is just like a 1911, huh?
Yep.
Bushing.
And now, we can take the barrel out if I remember how to. Yep. Wait.
It should probably drop down a little bit.
There we go. And there's the barrel. And so this is pretty much far as you needed to strip it for cleaning. Range strip recently? Actually, it was a fucking while ago, and I've been meaning to clean this for a hot minute. So.
That'll happen.
Here we
I have guns that I shot literally a year ago that I haven't cleaned yet.
Bless your heart. So, this is my fully disassembled Smith & Wesson Model 39-2. Scarblood 69, welcome. Anyone else I'm missing? I think I got everybody. But yeah. So, gotcha. This is where you kick in, because...
Alright. So, how I like to clean most firearms is I'll start with, you want to get the barrel soaking.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take some of that, like a ballistol. You'll probably want to put like a microfiber cloth or a towel or something down, so you don't spray it all over your mat there.
Yep.
But basically you're just gonna spray some of that down into the barrel, and just let it kind of soak in, and that lets it basically break it down those carbon deposits and other fouling that's in there. That's the longer you let a gun sit, typically the harder it is to kind of clean some of that stuff off. Within a certain point, after a while, it just kind of stays the same. But guns are much easier to clean, I feel like.
Sorry.
Right.
Am I a dumbass? And why can't I get this in here?
No, just it'll fit. keep press harder. It should go.
There we are. Cool.
Yeah, those things can be a little stubborn. So yeah, I would basically just put the barrel, like aim it downwards towards the rag, and just kind of foam it up in there. Just spray some of that stuff in. Let it kind of sit, coat all the way around. That sound, and then we're just gonna set that to the side. Honestly, you can put a light coating on the outside if you want to.
Awesome.
Wipe it around so it's sitting. But that's pretty much that for the barrel. So we're gonna work on the other bits while that's kind of doing its thing.
Cool.
I usually go to the slide next. I kind of work in order, like barrel, slide, accessories, and then frame last. I don't know why. That's why how I like to clean guns in order. But you don't have to do it that way.
I'm following you here, because I have.
Yes.
Last time I cleaned a gun was this exact gun in like my parents' garage when I first got it when I was like still a teenager.
Nice. So next, I would probably spray, and then you don't need to go too crazy here, but just a little bit on the inside forward area of the slide, so you know where that locking lug is.
Yeah.
Kind of down in there. up on the inside of the slide. Just get some
I
in
don't
there, and then I wouldn't necessarily spray it on. Yeah, you can spray a little bit there, but don't want to go too crazy.
Yeah.
And then here's where the Q-tips come in. So you're gonna want to grab some of those Q-tips
Yep.
that you have, and we're just basically gonna wipe all of that excess ballistol oil out of the
Well, that one's
recesses
fucking gone.
of the slide. Man down.
Yep.
I usually go through a lot of Q-tips. So yeah, so this is, like I said, just kind of get down in there, try and wipe out as much of that stuff. Work it
Ooh,
around,
that one's good.
and all these things. Yeah, you'll see it pull a bunch. Yep, there. You can tell it's dirty because Q-tips come out black. So
Yep. Yeah, I definitely need fucking all of these. Let's go through
Yeah.
these right now.
So you're gonna go through a lot. Trust me. Like cleaning one gun, like you probably will use like 10 or more Q-tips.
Good to know.
For a handgun. Rifles potentially can be more depending on how many little nooks and crannies they got up inside of them that you gotta get in there and clean. But pistols usually aren't too bad. But yeah, basically you're just working in all those surfaces. One thing you can do too, if you notice it's still coming out dirty.
These larger
and the
surfaces I could probably use the microfiber cloth on, but
yeah,
these little nooks
exactly.
and crannies.
Yeah, you're mainly just going for the small parts, the things you can't get into there with like a rag. I was gonna say what you can do too is if you've wiped all the oil out with the Q-tips and it still seems kind of dirty, just take one of the Q-tips, spray the tip of it with some more ballistol, and then you can kind of work that down in there too. Versus just spraying it straight into the gun. It's a little more controlled that way.
Gotcha. No pun intended. That was inevitable. You know it.
Oh, you know, people say gotcha, and I'm like, huh? Like, oh, and they're like, oh, they're just saying gotcha. They're not actually referring to me. Maybe that wasn't the best choice of name for streaming, but it worked.
Why did you pick that name anyway? Anything to do with like Gacha Games?
No, well, I mean, it was kind of that thing where I was trying to come up with a streamer name, and
He's died.
Yeah, everything. Oh, Q-tip broke. Yeah, that'll happen too. You can still use it.
I only need the tip.
Pinch. Yeah, just the tip. That's all we need is just the tip.
Oh, this stream is so much.
It's gonna be great. But yeah, I picked GACHAGUNS because
Please, welcome.
I was trying to think of a name that sounded cool that was not taken. That was number one. First off, I just went through so many iterations of other names that like with gun related stuff, and none of them were available on like any of the social media. Somebody had taken it. So basically I was just driving one day trying to think of stuff, and I was like thinking about a gacha game, and then I was like, well, I've been playing gacha stuff, and then like guns, wait, GG, GACHAGUNS, like, oh, that sounds great, and like I like, you know, I'm honestly a total weeb, so
Fair enough.
It fit.
I'm in
so
that same hell.
Let's go with that. I think most VTubers are. If you're not a weeb and a VTuber, I question your VTuber.
Yeah, what are you doing? So I guess
show me
know
your
Power
VTuber
Nelson?
license, please. Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of in that camp, I suppose.
Really? He doesn't like watch anime or?
He's not a big anime guy, I don't think.
Not a big anime.
He's mostly like.
Maybe you can be.
I mean, look at his avatar. He's more of a comic guy.
Yeah, he's more comic, kind of that westernized style, right? So
Plus,
I mean, that makes sense. VTubing's not like exclusive. That
I'm
you
gonna take
have
my
to
safety
be...
and get in there.
Yeah, get in that safety.
Don't say it's suggestive like that, for fuck's sake.
It's fine.
Oh Christ.
But I guess yeah, VTubing's not like mutually exclusive, right? Like you have to be into anime and Japanese culture and other stuff to be a VTuber. It's just that feels like
There's a huge overlap.
It's huge influence and tie with it. So.
Did I say hi Tristan Blaze? Hi Tristan Blaze. And hi Shotgun Gabe.
Oh shit, what's up?
I'm fucking shredding these Q-tips.
Holy Tristan. Yeah, again, that'll happen. Don't worry about it. They're disposable.
Yeah.
So you got like the fancy ones with the long reach. I usually just buy like the bulk pack ones. Like.
Yeah, I actually didn't even buy any Q-tips. These just came with them. Rockshell, thank you for the follow.
Good.
Although I do have like a bunch of Q-tips in my bathroom. I just fucking use them for cleaning my ears and stuff.
Yeah,
normal.
I would probably I mean, this is fine for now, but like if you clean next time, I would just use, especially with the pistol slide, use the shorter arm, like length ones, because you don't really need these long
Just in place.
handle thing here. And those are way more expensive than like regular Q-tips for the long wooden ones.
Yeah, good to know.
So
Small word of caution, don't let strands of cotton come off or get launched in the firing pin channel. That's a good point, good to know. Gun cleaning is going good so far. I'm having a good time. So, I'm gonna grab another microfiber cloth here. I just got like a box of like fucking 40 of them.
Yeah, grab another one.
So,
And this is where I kind of wrap it around my index finger, and then you just kind of, prod around in there. Wipe the ballast all out. If depending on your finger size, you can get it in the end of the barrel too, or the end of the slide, I mean, and kind of work that around.
I got small hands.
Yep.
We're both in that club.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just work it around like that. You can see, wipe all that grime and debris out of there.
Try and get in the slide
One thing you can do
rails,
too
rail channel.
is actually, if you have grab one of those cleaning rods from your kit.
Yes, I have this big,
And then,
this ludicrous fucking cleaning kit over here. Let's see, where's the 30 caliber?
so that's right.
Or 38.
Yeah, just grab the one with the handle or whatever's fine.
Here, this says 9mm.
Yeah, and what you're gonna do is just wrap the end of that microfiber cloth around that. Oh, not the brush, but like the actual rod, like the push rod part. I mean, we're gonna need that brush anyway, so that's fine. But yeah, grab like.
I mean, I have this.
Handle. I mean, that's fine too, but I mean the actual like the long metal cleaning rod.
Okay.
With the handle. Grab that.
This fucker.
Yeah. Yeah. So wrap the end of the microfiber cloth around that just a little bit, like grab a corner of it. Or yeah, in the middle is fine, and then you're gonna kind of press that through the end of that slide. You're just gonna you loop it over the end. All you're doing here is to help get the cloth through there.
Got it.
Yeah, and once you get it through enough, this is why I say a corner might be better, because you can kind of pull it. You less material.
Natasha Fulgrim, thank you for the sub. What's good?
Yeah, so basically just poke that through till you can grab it with your fingers, and then pull on, pull the rod out, and then pull on the cloth to kind of pull it back and forth.
I gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. That'll help get into some of those spots that you can't maybe reach with your finger to clean it out. Yep, there you go. Just back and forth a few times.
Because we study theme fits so well with this. Yeah. I just had that laying around because that's the song I used for like the one time I did like a Russian class. Also works really well for gun cleaning. It is the during the test theme. Alright, I think that's probably pretty solid.
Oh yeah, you're great. So, and then you can kind of wipe through any of, do you have any brushes, like toothbrush looking kind of ones in that kit?
Yep, sure do.
Yeah, I grabbed one with a, like a polymer bristle. You don't necessarily need metal, if you've got one.
This one looks to be, yeah, I think this is the plastic one.
Yeah, nylon.
Seems plastic.
And then, basically you're gonna scrub the breech face, where the firing pin protrudes through. So it's gonna scrub around that. Break any of that. Yep. Exactly.
And hit it with a little bit of.
And so this is one thing you don't want to spray directly into the firing pin channel. So some people just like hose it straight into that, little hole where the firing pin comes through. Don't do that, because what can happen is if you get a bunch of oil built up in there as it kind of congeals or solidifies, it can cause a problem where the firing pin won't move freely. So
good to know.
Yeah,
that is not so much shit free.
Yeah, tiny bit of oil, fine, but you don't want to just like spray it straight into the firing pin hole.
Yeah, gotcha. You study Russian? I thought Russian was your native language. Yeah, so many people assume that for some reason, but no. I just studied. Я изучала русский язык 3 года в университете. I studied Russian for 3 years at university. I need to keep up my Russian ability better, honestly. This thing has turned fucking completely black.
Yeah, yep, that will happen. So, and just keep scrubbing. You wipe it down with the cloth. You know, you can spray a little more Balisol on the microfiber cloth and wipe it in there if you want. You can use more Q-tips. It's basically just a rinse and repeat process here till it's satisfactorily clean. You're never gonna get every last speck of grime, oil, whatever else out of the gun. So I used to spend probably way too much time trying to do that. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, just as long as all the major components are clean and oiled and lubricated. It's good. You don't have to get every last crumb.
What do you suppose this channel is in the slide? You see that?
Which one?
I'm trying to get the camera focus.
Oh, that's the disconnector for the. Yeah, I think that's the disconnector. So basically, if the gun's not in battery, that piece won't be pressed in, and therefore it would not let the firing pin probably.
I see.
See that little matching piece in the middle?
Yeah.
So my guess here, I'm not super familiar with the Smith & Wesson, but like 1911s have some of this, and a lot of guns, it's a safety mechanism. Basically, if the slide's not closed all the way, and the hammer were to fall, that would prevent it from firing out of battery, because that little pin has to be pressed in for the firing pin to move freely.
Makes sense.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and get a little bit in the recoil.
Yeah, you might go from the other direction too if you can't get it in that way. Oh, looks like you got it.
Just a quick one. I doubt there's much buildup in there.
Just a quickie.
God fucking damn it.
I mean, you knew this was gonna happen.
I expected some amount of that. I was not prepared for the magnitude. Also, welcome to Tomato.
It's worse when you're talking to somebody. Like, I don't realize
Did I
I'm
say
saying
hi,
these things
hacker?
a lot of
Hi,
times.
hacker. That's good.
Yeah, what's up, hacker? Yeah, I don't realize these things when I'm doing it, but like talking to somebody else, it seems so much more obvious now.
For the Emperor, thank you for the follow. What's good? So I'm not bringing this. Am I doing a good job of keeping this on camera? Because I'm not paying too much attention.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Cool. Thank you for the reminder to drink water. I will do that when I don't have fucking lead everywhere on this table. But I get the extent of my Russian. I can remove my heart without other speakers. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Unless you're like in college where you can just put just add it to your course schedule. It's kind of hard.
I'm very bad at language.
It's one of the things I'm better at, honestly.
So the Model 59, yes, right. It was a Smith & Wesson Model 59-2, you said?
39-2.
39-2.
The 59 is the double stack version.
Oh.
So they came out with the Model 39 first. And then the Navy used it in the Mark 22 Hush Puppy, the not integrally, but the silenced pistol. And the Hush Puppy included a modification that this is a single stack, they turn it into a double stack. And then, after that, they reincorporated that double stack modification into the civilian market with the Model 59. Large for a single stack?
What's
I mean,
the
yeah.
magazine capacity on that? Is it 9?
8 rounds, I believe.
8 rounds, okay.
Yeah. So it's very similar to a 1911 in terms of like the handling characteristics. But it is
Just double action, single action.
Mm-hmm.
Versus single action only.
Yeah, it is a very nice shooter. Penelope is triple stacked, fuck's sake.
Triple stacked. Well, I mean, the quad stack mags are a
Quad
thing. I
stacks,
don't think
yeah.
I've ever seen a triple stack mag though. That'd be kind of awkward.
Yeah, you can't really do that very well. Yeah, show me a triple feed magazine and I'll give you $100.
Wait, what's that one Russian triple barrel thing, but I guess that's like 3 magazines.
That's three. That's like three separate magazines with 3 separate barrels.
Yeah, it's a little.
That doesn't really count. I know what you're talking about, though. It's one of Korobov's designs.
It's really, really funky looking.
Yeah, I fucking love German Korobov.
He was.
He was a visionary.
Yeah. Thinking outside the box, that's for sure.
Yeah. I am eternally disappointed that the TKB 022 PM did not get more recognition. It's like, have you seen how the trigger mechanism on it works?
No.
It's basically, normally you have just like a normal linkage, right? You pull the trigger, it links back. What the TKB 022 PM does is basically, it's almost like a striker fired system, but the striker goes back towards the hammer, which then moves forward and hits the cartridge. So hypothetically, you could get a really nice, I'm gonna start cleaning the barrel now, I think.
Yeah, that's fine. I would grab one of the 9mm patches, so not the bore brush yet, but just grab a patch and kind of wipe that ballistol out of there that we sprayed in earlier.
Oh god, there's so much.
Yeah, and there should be a little attachment in there somewhere with the cleaning kit that you can thread on the end of that rod. Or there should be one with a handle too. Is there a cleaning rod that has a handle on the end?
Yes there is.
Grab that one. And there should be a little plastic or metal piece. It's just a little eyelet that you can feed a cleaning patch through. Kind of thread it through there. Or you might have one of the little bore pushing ones too. They look like they call it a jag. It's basically got little pin sticking out the front of it, and it's kind of got little ridge sections behind that.
I think this is our guy.
Yep, that's the eyelet one. That's fine. Yeah, just thread it through the middle.
A little tricky with gloves.
Yeah. That should be. And then just center it, and then you can screw that whole thing onto the end of your cleaning brush, or cleaning rod, I mean.
Oh yeah. I'm a fool. How do I do this?
Yeah, just grab one corner. I wouldn't fold it in half. Just grab a corner and
okay, just fucking
pull
go
it through.
at
It doesn't have to be like perfectly centered and everything. Just so
Got
it's
it.
in there.
Suck on a dinosaur. Thank you for the follow.
Then go ahead and thread that onto your rod.
Here we are.
And then just press that down the barrel.
Okay. Here we go. In she goes.
I think. Did you get 2 cleaning patches there?
You know, I might have.
Thick, which is fine.
Yeah, I sure did.
So you can pull it back through. This is okay. So we can talk about this. It's fine to pull patches, I feel like, back through a barrel. Although with 2, it's a little stiff probably. But yeah, and you can go ahead and pull those out now. We're gonna switch to the bore brush at this point.
Okay.
So that little copper bronze bristled brush.
Yep. So let's for this.
So throw that away. You're gonna unthread that little eyelet piece. Thread on the brush.
Where's the 9mm one? Yep, here we are.
How important is the only way to go down the barrel? So yeah, so that's what we're getting to. Basically, things that have bristles, brushes, that kind of stuff, generally speaking, you don't want to change direction of the brush going down the bore. You always want to follow the rifling. So this is where, and before you put it in the barrel there, so we're going to go from the breech end and press it through, but we're also going to dip it in that hops number 9 solution.
Okay, so we got our fucking hops number 9 here.
Yep, so again, people think hops number 9 is for cleaning. It's really not. It's for bore cleaning specifically. You really only use this in the barrel. It's basically to clean the kind of vaporized deposits, copper fouling, that kind of stuff.
Just fucking go for it.
Don't drink the hops.
I'm not gonna.
Don't listen to Demi.
Temmie is not a... Temmie is whatever the opposite of a gun expert. Like, somehow all the things Temmie says are wrong.
And hops has a very distinctive smell to it, I feel like. People always talk about the smell of hops.
Yeah, it does.
Some people like it, some people don't.
It is a little bit citrusy,
indifferent.
Yeah,
it's got a weird note to it. So just kind of lightly dip that whole brush down into the bottle, and then kind of shake a little bit of the excess off in there, and then we're just gonna ram that down. Yeah, shake the devil out of it, and then we're just gonna ram that down the barrel.
Okay, so here's my question. If I'm only supposed to put it through one way, what do I do when it's on the other side?
You unthread it and pull the rod back out.
Okay, so I only need to do this.
Yeah, I usually push it like maybe on a pistol or something like 3-4 times.
Okay.
So you're just gonna ram it through. Also push this. I would put it into your microfiber cloth before it comes out the other end, because it's gonna spray hops everywhere.
Good to know.
So I'll kind of wrap the cloth around the end of the barrel loosely. I mean, you need room for the brush to come out there, so you can't hold it tight like that.
Yeah,
but
I saw a delightful mist, I think.
Exactly, you're gonna vaporize all that hops when it comes out the other side. So now I kind of, just wrap it around the brush and unthread it. Or yeah, you can do that too.
Fortunately, it threads on pretty quick.
Yep.
This is a bore brush, not a silencer, YouTube.
Hi.
Yeah. Bore brush, exactly. Yeah. Silencer. That's how stupid they are, as they would label that as a silencer.
Hi.
Who's saying hi? Hi, Temmie. Alright. Through again.
Yep, we're just gonna repeat, rinse and repeat.
Do I have safety glasses on? No, should I?
Yeah, I mean, safety glasses would definitely be recommended for this, although we're not dealing with any springs, so at least ones that should come launching at your eyeballs, so you're probably alright, but it would highly be recommended to wear safety glasses.
Hi, Scrub Lord. Hi, Visitor Poop. Welcome. Yeah, okay. I will grab some safety glasses then, real quick. I'm gonna discard these gloves and get a new pair. Just while I'm doing that. The extra costers. Fortunately, I have some back here.
You'll see faster. Yeah, lube up your eyes. It'll help them see better. Don't do that. I used to skip wearing safety glasses and then take a op rod to the face. Ooh, ouch. Sorry, yeah, don't do that. Whoa.
Okay, safety glasses procured.
Nice.
And I need more.
So you could dip that you could dip the brush in the hops again if you want, and then just like so probably another like 2 passes.
Okay. Yeah, I just did a second pass while we were talking.
Yeah, so I do like maybe 4 total.
Okay. Boy, this fucking
It's kind of, I mean, it really depends how dirty the barrel is. If you look down, you can like kind of hold it up to the light and look down the barrel. Like, can you see spots that don't really look shiny? Or maybe that there's some buildup in there. That's where you'd be like, okay, we need to run the brush some more. But if it's already looking pretty shiny.
That one's very shiny to me.
Very shiny. Honestly, we're probably good, but you know.
Yeah, can you see that on the stream?
Yeah, I can see.
I'll do one more, I think.
Glossy. One more, and then basically what we're going to do after that is switch back to those cloth patches to kind of wipe any of the last remnants of that out after we broke it free.
Time for your gynecology exam?
Yeah.
Okay. Some dirty brushes and solvent bottle. I don't know, should I do that? Should I wipe this off or what?
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, if it does break out anything off,
Since
it's
I
probably
got a
not
speck of metal in her eye, started to heal over it before I got to the hospital there. Dremel her eye to get the shard out. Jesus wept.
What?
Yeah, that sounds fucking horrific.
Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah, I will pass. I've already been through one horrifying medical accident. Well, not medical. They needed to do medical stuff afterwards. That's kind of besides the point. Don't get your feeling broken, kids. It sucks.
Yeah, I'm probably bad with safety glasses when I'm cleaning stuff. If I'm dealing with springs, I definitely always wear them, but like if I'm just cleaning a lot of times, I'm probably bad and don't. Shooting
True.
absolutely is a must, though. That is a non-option when you're shooting, because I was shooting suppressed 22 one time, and I don't know why I was dumb and didn't put the safety glasses on, and of course that was the one time that I got a chunk of basically lead back in my eye.
Yeesh.
It was not a fun time. So
I
thankfully
almost
it
pulled
just
it back through.
popped out, but yeah, don't pull through. Unthread it.
All right.
Take it off, and
that's
then
pretty good to me.
Now go back to that little eyelet one.
Yep.
And we're gonna thread it. Try to get like a single patch.
Yep.
Versus two this time.
Yeah.
Should press
Fix
through a
that
little
this
bit.
time. Hey Koopa, what's good? Good to see you.
Hey Koopa.
See if we can get a. It's like fucking paper plates. You can never get just one. Actually, that's a bad analogy.
That's true. They like to stick together real bad.
That's a better analogy. There we go.
It's kind of like grabbing like a single napkin or something, right? They always
Yeah, that's
together.
that's a better analogy. We're doing good. Gacha is showing me the ways. I knew how to disassemble this gun, but not like proper procedure for cleaning. There, that's more like it.
Yeah, that looked like it threaded through a lot easier. So go ahead and put that through. And I said, I don't stress too much about pulling patches back through, so I'll go back and forth. It's fine. Usually, yeah, you want to pull it fully out so it kind of flips back the other way.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And if it's starting to look dirty, you can only change it out, put another one on, and this is where I'll probably spray a little bit of Ballistol on the patch.
Okay.
And then run that through. So I'll kind of alternate. After I've run the board brush, I'll run a dry patch, then I go to a wet patch with the gun cleaning solution, then back to a dry patch, and then back to a wet patch, and back to a dry patch. So you kind of alternate till things start looking clean.
Okay.
I also I'll thread it on there and then spray the oil. It just ends up being less oil that gets on your fingers and gloves and stuff like that.
Good
And you can
enough.
soak it. I mean, I don't need to like hose it down, but you can put a healthy amount of.
Kuba, thank you for the sub. How's it go? I keep saying how's it going. I know how you're going. I just talked to you like 2 seconds ago. Thank you.
Oh, that reminds me. Think here. Yeah.
Oh, so this is coming back pretty clean already.
There it is.
Motherfucker, thank you Gacha for the sub. Ooh, look at that.
You're welcome. Yep. Crusty.
Yeah, a little bit of crusty crab going on there. Temmie, shut the fuck up. I think anyone who's been on my stream long enough knows to disregard Temmie. Just generally. So we're gonna do another dry patch, and then I guess another wet one, and then maybe one more dry one.
Yep. That's probably. I would say that's probably sufficient because this gun didn't look like it was that dirty. So.
No, I only put a few rounds through it.
Yeah. So probably if we just ran a wet, soaked patch through there, do like another dry one, another wet one, and then end with a dry one. You're probably really good.
That's what I figured.
Again, you can kind of judge it by how much dirt you're seeing on the patch, or not dirt, the residue.
I mean, let's be honest, it's coming back like basically more or less
Yeah, it's
white
already already looking pretty clean. So
Yeah.
it's kind of up to you how
It seems like a
thorough
good
you
bet
wanna
to me
be
to
here.
do like one more than probably seems like I need to.
Yeah. And a lot of times, if you're not going to be shooting the gun for a long time, too, if it's going to be sitting. So if you know you're going to use it again within relatively short order, I'll run a dry patch last. But if it's not, if it's going to be sitting for a long time, I will run a kind of a soaked oil patch through there. And what that does is it just gives more of a light coating of, oil on the inside of the barrel. Which is not necessarily what you want if you're going to be shooting it, because it causes extra, it's extra material in the barrel, which can affect firing. It's not going to cause a problem if you were to fire around down it, but
it's not like a barrel
generally
obstruction. It's just
not an obstruction, no. But it's not recommended. Like, you really shouldn't have any excess of anything in the barrel when firing. So then before you were going to shoot it, it'd be good to just maybe run a quick patch through it before you take it to the range to make sure it's clean. Best practice.
Gotcha.
I don't always do that either, but that's kind of how I go. Just so I said, it's less likely to have anything ever rust or get corrosion in there if you keep it oil soaked or a little bit more oil on it. So
makes sense.
that's up to you whether you want to end with a dry patch or a wet patch, depending on.
I'll end it with a dry.
That's yeah. And to be honest, if you store the gun properly, you're not gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
Which we could talk about gun storage too, because that is a thing. Definitely depends on where you live.
Sure.
You know, I think one thing a lot of people do that's not necessarily good for their gun's health is store it in a case. Typically cases, you know, they have that foam in there. And what that does is if you have a gun sitting next to a bunch of foam,
it's the moisture, right?
Moisture, right? Yeah, foam is basically a sponge. Think of that. Think of it like a dish sponge, you know, you use to scrub your dishes with. It soaks up water. That foam in your gun case is a giant sponge, and it collects moisture from the humidity in the air. And what it does is it just basically sticks that right on the exterior surfaces of your firearm over long periods of time.
Especially I should wipe off this barrel bushing with a little bit.
Yep, so I would just hose that thing down, give it a good wipe, and that's probably good. You can scrub the sides if you want to with the brush if it seems like it's extra dirty. But
yeah, I don't really think I probably need that much.
Instead of eating your decandescent packets you collect, put them in your gun case. That's true. So just got good advice there.
That actually is really good advice. That's a good idea.
The thing with decandescent packets, though, is they do have kind of a amount of moisture they will absorb, and then they stop. So
they got something of a shelf life.
Yeah, they have a shelf life or a maximum moisture threshold. So once they've absorbed a certain amount, they stop absorbing, right?
Gotcha.
You can recharge them, so to speak, if you put them in the oven and bake them at a low temperature for a while. Yeah, it is a thing. I tried this. I actually I have this giant decandescent one. I don't know how to describe it. It's big. It's like a 6-inch by 6-inch, one that came with my gun safe. And I put it in the oven one time, but I put it a little too high, and it melted part of the bag.
Oh my god!
So don't do that. So you want pretty low temperature, but it will basically dry it back out, and then you can put it back in your gun safe or your gun case or whatever, and that helps keep the moisture down. You can buy new ones. They also make you can get them on Amazon. They're like a little metal canister, versus the bag, and you can bake those too, and then put them back in an area. What I do is I just keep a dehumidifier running in the space, so it sucks any of the excess moisture out of the air.
Fair. I got one of these. I was gonna show it to you. Trying not to get lead all over everything in the universe. But I have.
You won't know Shotgun Gabe if you don't try.
I have this.
Oh, it'll slipcase, yeah.
Yeah. And then, at the moment, I just have the RDB kind of loose in the range bag I have.
Firearms instructor, you run a dehumidifier in tandem with a humidifier? What are you doing? It's a fierce battle. A fight to the death of the humidity. Why would you run both? That makes no sense. Yeah. Cue the Star Wars music for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I won't question it, whatever.
Just lightly.
Yeah, so depends where you live too, right? If you have high humidity. Oh, also pull that spring off of there.
Huh? Okay.
You can pull the spring all the way off of the guide rod. If it'll come off.
How do I do that?
It should just pop off.
I'm trying to figure out how it's secured to this.
Or if it's permanently attached, that's fine. But usually
it looks
off,
to be permanent. I don't see any detent that's keeping it on. It just is.
Because it'll have a little bit of friction, but if you kind of grip the back and pull forward on the spring, if it doesn't feel like it's going to come off easy,
it's not going to come off.
Leave it. Okay. So normally you take that off and then you can wipe down the guide rod itself and then kind of clean the spring on its own. But if it's all kind of one unit, that's fine too. A lot of guns have a captured recoil spring assembly, and you're not going to take that apart anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing doesn't come off.
Quick wipe down of that's usually fine.
Yep.
Sufficient.
Okay.
Then maybe a quick shot of oil on the back part of your slide lever there, slide release, slide pin, stop pin. If you, or did you clean that?
I did this one already.
Oh, you did that? Never mind. That wasn't my intention. If you already wiped that down, you're good. Okay, so frame. So now here, the main areas you want to focus on are the slide rails. So
Makes sense.
that's where, you know, the most contact's going to happen. In that forward section of the frame, sometimes I'll spray a little Balsol in there and just kind of wipe it out with the microfiber cloth again. Get your kind of finger down into the mag well area with a microfiber cloth. Put some oil on it and just kind of wipe around in there.
Is this the
Same
one?
thing too.
No, this side's
looks
pretty good.
fine. Yeah, it's good. You can reuse them a lot. And just because they have a little bit of dirt on them, it's fine to clean stuff with them too. Especially interior surfaces. I always grab a clean one,
Never
like that
have
hasn't been used on
welcome.
anything. Yeah. When I go to wipe down the gun at the end, I always grab a clean one. But yeah.
Just wiping down the exterior, you mean?
Yeah, for it's kind of like the finishing, like I'm gonna go put it away now type thing. I'll grab a clean microfiber rag, put some oil on the outside of the gun, and just kind of wipe it all around so it's got a nice sheen to it. You know how we did that technique with the rod there, and we poked it through the slide? You can do the same thing in the mag well here. So you can kind of feed it up from the bottom through the mag well, and then kind of pull the microfiber cloth back and forth the mag well to get stuff in and out of there. Yep, exactly.
You don't fuck it up like I have.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I
can just barely. There we are.
I said, do you have any of those like little dental picks and stuff too? Those can be super useful for this.
I don't believe I do, unfortunately.
No, okay. Main thing, make sure it doesn't get caught on your ejector too much there. When you're pulling it back through.
Yeah, I don't think it's a fan of this, so I'm just gonna pull it all the way through.
Yeah, you can pull it through. But I mean, you can do that a couple times if you want to get stuff out of the mag well. Because again, it's hard to get down in some of these recesses.
Probably get time for a few more Q-tips.
Yeah, exactly. I talk faster than you can type. I do talk a lot, especially when it's about guns. If it's about anything else, I won't say anything. But it's about firearms, I can literally like talk all day. Weird. Yeah, work those in those slide rails. Koopa, I just saw Koopa's. Now it's too dry. Now it's too humid. Now it's too dry.
Oh boy.
Fierce battle.
Crap. Another one.
Another one. Also, you don't have to do it now, but
There's
if
just
you've
something
never
sexy
taken...
about wood and blued steel. I fucking agree.
No, there's very sexy. If you've never taken those grips off, I would definitely recommend it at some point.
I never have.
Yeah, find the right screwdriver. Make sure you get one that perfectly fits the slot and everything.
It pretty much is just a normal flathead, looks like.
Yeah, I think most guns from that era were still just regular flathead screws.
What do guns today use?
A lot of them use Torx or, you know, like Allen hex type bits.
Oh, that makes sense.
Is probably more common. Phillips is when you're like, ew. When I see a Phillips head screw on a gun, I'm just kind of like, oh.
I can see the magazine release in there. That's neat.
Yeah.
Kind of give you a sense of the geometry of it.
The point I wanted to make with the grips, though, is if you've never taken the grips off, you might be surprised. There could literally be rust under there, and you wouldn't know.
Yeah. This one is I got it in really good condition, to be honest with you.
I've seen guns that look immaculate, though. Pull a grip off, and there's rust under there. So it's something that's good to check, at least every once in a while. I definitely do not take the grips off on like my 1911s every time I clean them. It's more like maybe once every 5 to 10 times I clean it or something. Maybe I'll pull the grips off and look under there.
Good to know.
Because you gotta think about it too, right? Like, where's your hand go on a gun? The grip. What does your hand do? It sweats.
Yeah.
Everybody sweats. So that's where it traps a lot of moisture in that area, and it can't seep under a grip. Also, wood tends to retain it more than like a synthetic material. So it's just a good thing to check. Because the last thing you want is, rust on your nice fancy gun.
I think I've got just about everything at this point.
Yeah, if we're looking good, everything's coming back clean. So now we're gonna do what I call like final oiling for like reassembly. So we're gonna lubricate the pieces before we put it back together, just so everything is nice and smooth. Do you have like a specific gun oil that came with one of your kits or anything there? You can use Ballistol, but I don't think Ballistol is the best lubricant. It is a lubricant, but it's more of a cleaner in my mind.
I have 2 empty bottles, so that's a hard fucking no.
No? Okay. No hops lube or anything. That's just, okay, we're good. So let's just use the Ballistol then.
Okay.
So what you're gonna do is I would probably start with reassembling the slide and barrel.
Okay.
You'll notice any parts that are shiny are basically areas you want to lubricate. So
Okay.
I would put a couple drops on the top of the barrel there, and then just kind of wipe it around, like the forward portion of the barrel. You can put it on the hood there too, but I'm talking about like the whole length of the barrel. You can kind of see it's a little shiny out towards the end where that barrel bushing matches up with it.
Yeah.
Put some out there, a couple drops there, and then just kind of wipe it around with your fingers or the microfiber cloth. You're just getting a real light coating on all the exterior surfaces here. You don't really want to see it pooling on the surface, but just so it looks shiny, right?
Yep.
It just has that kind of shiny look. Yeah, just rub it in.
That was a little much.
Yeah, and this is why I said Ballistol is maybe not the best for this, because it kind of comes out
Yeah.
a little bit fast there. We've had I like to use one of those oil bottles with a little needle tip.
This doesn't look
for this
suggestive
part.
at all.
No, not one did. Where'd you be? Yeah, oily rag works too. You can spray a bunch of oil on the rag and kind of wipe it down so it's a little bit more saturated.
All right. I'm gonna put this
Okay,
in.
so go ahead and I would put 1 drop in that little locking lug surface in the slide, the top of the slide there, before you put the barrel back in.
Oh, I see. So
that little ridge, that little lug
here,
piece
yes.
is forward. Yep, right there. Just put like 1 drop in there.
Up. Oh,
And if it's too much, you can kind of wipe it out with a Q-tip. Yeah, that's a little too much.
cool.
Yep. Okay. So then go ahead and reinsert your
Actually,
barrel.
that came back pretty dark, so I'm just gonna clean that a little more.
Yeah. Did you get a Q-tip down in that recess? I don't remember.
No, I did not. I did not actually
That's a
notice
spot.
that. So that's good to know.
It's a good spot to clean too.
All right. Seems alright to me.
Wow, you look so experienced with this.
Shut the fuck up. Oy. Pull out with a Q-tip. Alright. Like just barely glistening, so that seems good to me.
I don't know why that word sounds funny to me.
Glistening?
Yeah.
Fair enough, I suppose. Cool.
So, yep, reinsert your barrel.
Barrel
and then,
is in.
we're gonna put the bushing back in, right?
Yes, that's
This
right.
is where you can put another drop on the inside of the bushing and just kind of wipe it around with your finger to get it lubricated too.
Sure.
Not a bad thing.
Will you marry me?
'Cause again, these. Sure. Do it. The bushing basically is going to make contact with the barrel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
There we are. There's that.
any surfaces is metal on metal contact, you want to be extra slick.
This way. Push it. Hit this at the end of the guide rod?
Not probably. I mean, you can if you want.
Just tiny.
Again, tiny bits.
Okay.
Yes, she did clean the guide rod. Fireman's instructor. We thoroughly lubricated the
Press
rod.
it in until it hits on that little ledge.
Yep.
Maybe a little better than that.
Yeah, you want to get it fully seated because that'll happen. This is where, again, safety glasses are important, right?
Yeah. Am I doing something wrong? 'Cause it's not a fan of what's going on.
There should be a little ledge there that it kind of perches on.
Oh.
So you need to press it far in enough. Also, yeah, make sure that's lined up. That's important too, because the guide rod's going to retain that bushing at the end. So it's got to go through and then sit down onto that little perch. So you see, you got your bushing out of rotation there.
Ah.
So
Yeah,
kinda
you can
pinch
see that better
end
than
with
I
your
can.
Fingers. Yeah, keep that lined up with your fingers. Yeah, pinch it like that. Kind of hold the end and then push the rod through fully. And should be able to seat it down on there.
Huh. Whoa.
Is there? So I noticed there's like a little tab on the end of that guide rod. Is there a spot that
Oh,
fits
there we go.
into? It should probably lock in. Yep. Perfect.
It looks so precarious, but that's it. That is properly on there.
Yeah, sometimes the guide rods are kind of like that. So
Yeah. I'm this close.
yeah, it's like wow, it's barely on there. Again, safety glass is important if that thing comes launching. So
Yes.
so before you set that down now, gently, and then put a few drops of oil on the slide rails.
Sure.
So again, you see the shiny bits all on the rails there. You can kind of work that around with a Q-tip to get it in there. Or yeah, the tip of the applicator works too. A little bit on the top as well, where you can see those are real shiny. Like you look at it from the top of the frame. Also, the forward section there might not be bad either. The very front of the frame where it's also shiny. Again, the thing to look for with firearms wear is shiny pieces mean metal on metal contact, and therefore they need lubrication.
Ooh, one of my gloves is torn open. I need to replace that.
Yeah, it was from the recoil spring.
Okay.
You're almost done here, so I would say you can just reassemble it.
All right.
So we have to go ahead and put that back on.
Line up the slide rails. Pull this down. Pull this down. Oop. Try that again. Push this down. Push this down. Now, got our sides
Then
up.
you should be able to hold. Yep. You know how to put it back together.
Yep. I'm gonna cock the hammer. Oh no, it doesn't cock yet. Okay. So, pull it back here. And is that right? That is right.
So what you might have to do
Pull it back
is
a little further.
look through the hole while you're pulling back on the slide till you can see it all line up, and then start the pin in, and then you might have to pull back a little bit farther on the slide as it's been started to fully insert it.
I promise I'm an
makes
expert.
sense?
I am not an expert. There we are.
So
Motherfucker. me.
so I think what you need to do, let the slide all the way forward,
Yeah.
and then look through the hole, like just look at it as you're pulling back the slide and see where it lines up, where everything lines up there, and then insert the pin to start it in.
Yeah, my hands are getting tired now.
Take a break. There's no rush. I mean, it's not a race for this.
Yeah, just a pain in the ass.
Also, everything's kind of the gloves are probably slippery from all the oil. So
That's true.
Makes it
Cocking the
harder.
hammer help. I tried. The camera does not like cocking right now.
Do you have the safety on?
No.
Okay. The hammer should be able to.
There we go. In you, motherfucker. Almost. A little bit and then... In! There we are! Verify empty, even though obviously it's not loaded.
Yeah, it's always good. Check function. Make sure it's saved. Back the slide a few times. We're all good.
We're cool.
So now here's where I would do a final pass. So I'm going to put the gun away is a couple drops of oil just on the outside of like the slide and the frame, and just kind of wipe it, you know, all around. So it's just like in a light coating of
I'm just
oil.
gonna get a fresh cloth
on
and
the outside. Yep. Give it a good wipe, and you're done.
Hooray!
One gun down.
Yep. Good thing we're only doing 2, because that took fucking forever.
And I feel like when I clean guns on stream, it always takes way longer than if I was just doing it.
Yeah.
Probably because I'm distracted and talking about things and doing other stuff, but...
A little plastic bead.
Bead?
Probably came from...
Maybe one of the cleaning tools or something?
Probably.
Probably a metal shaving from one of the cleaning rods or something.
I mean, it's literally like a plastic cylindrical... It looks like the inside of one of those silica packets. Oh, might be the Ballistol nozzle thing. That's probably... Yeah, that seems about the right size. That's probably what it is.
Well, if it does, as long as it's not a part of the gun.
It's definitely not a part of the gun.
As long as it's not a gun part, we don't have excess pieces. That's always bad. If you get a gun back together and you're like, wait...
This isn't a fucking HK. There's no ball bearings in here. I know that's not what roller delayed blowback is.
Did you see there's a ball delayed gun now? We were talking about it on my stream the other day.
Really?
Well, they call it bearing delayed. I'm like, bro, it's just balls. It's ball delayed. So,
right.
Yeah, new gun for SHOT Show this year. I forget. I think it was a PCC. I think it's a 9mm gun, but it takes same idea as HK. Just instead of rollers, you got balls.
I love this gun.
Gun has balls. Yeah, it's a nice one. I need to get like a classic Smith & Wesson or something at some point.
It is very nice. Plus, you know, it's double action, single action trigger pull is really nice. Yeah, okay. Now I'm gonna replace this glove because it got ripped.
Yep.
Check the other one. We're good, no containment breach.
That gun is a mirror. Yeah, be careful with very shiny guns, reflective surfaces too.
Good point. I had not thought about that.
Yeah, I did that with the sword one time on stream. I was like, oops. That's
Hello?
like actually really, really shiny.
Hold on. My tracking
Couldn't
died
really
for
say
a
anything,
second.
but I was like, almost danger zone.
Hey, make sure to go. There we are. My iPhone is running out of battery. What did I just do? I'm some kind of a dumbass. I don't know what I just did. I'm just gonna put on another glove.
Okay.
I took off that glove so I could mess with the phone. That's what I just did. And then I tried putting it back on.
Oh, the same glove?
Yeah.
That's probably not gonna
It's
work.
not. Lanyard loop at the bottom. Yeah, it's a lanyard loop. I so desperately want to take one of these lanyard loops and put like one of those anime cell phone charms through it.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody do that with a pistol.
You gotta
actually.
though. You gotta.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of surprising.
Get a fucking Luger with like a, I don't know, girl's frontline charm, because fuck it.
Yeah.
We're clearly already discarding taste.
Modern innovation? I don't think that's necessarily modern innovation.
God, that's a nice looking gun. Sorry.
Yeah, it's shiny.
It is very shiny. I'm gonna put this this away for now.
Firearms instructor is telling you to blow things now.
Pardon?
Apparently the gloves, but I don't usually use that technique.
Yeah, I hear that's bad for it. Okay. So.
Yeah.
Now.
Go ahead and clean up, reorganize. We can do the RDB, I suppose.
It's RDB time. Fucking that. The bore brush keeps sticking to the cloth.
Yeah, you can put that one back in the case. We're done with the 9mm.
Yeah. That's the plan. Yeah, rifles are a bit more curmudgeonly. What?
Mm-hmm.
Cumbersome. That's the word I'm looking for.
Cumbersome. I was like, curmudgeon. Yeah, that's an interesting choice, but sure.
That too.
The good thing is we're gonna take it apart, and it will. Be
smaller
pieces.
Yes.
And it will fit. And again, also amazing the bullpup fits completely in the shell.
Yes, I fucking love this gun.
I want one. I still have not shot an RDB. It's definitely on my list.
I could just get that out of there. Again, 20 rounder. YouTube. It's a cute little baby. Baby Pink magazine. I love it. Oh, cutie. You know what? You know what I have? I'll just show you. That sticker you gave me. Put it on here.
Nice.
Just for you.
It's legal. For now, apparently on YouTube, but again, it's like things used to not be a problem on YouTube. Now suddenly they are, and they're just gonna keep getting it more and more restrictive.
It's
Maybe
so...
30 rounds, then it'll be 10 rounds, then it'll be no magazines, no ammunition allowed to be shown in gun videos, and then it'll just be gone.
Yeah, the problem with that is Call of Duty is a successful franchise, so I don't know how they're gonna.
Yeah, that's true. That's it. Any video game that depicts reloading a firearm technically would be violating YouTube's content rules now.
Okay, set that magazine over there.
Millions of videos, probably.
Charging handle is currently on this side.
Oh yeah, we can switch that today.
You can.
Probably. Ooh, nice slap.
Yes, you can HK slap this, and it is wonderful. We're gonna lock that open. You can see. There's the bolt back there, because this ejects back here.
That's so weird. Yeah.
But you can see clearly it's empty. Yes. So, I have, for this occasion, a little punch set.
I'll go for the nylon one.
Yeah, that was my plan. This one, I think it might be metal
that
still.
one should be good.
No,
The long one with the little tapered end, I think that one should do.
Yeah, that should be good.
Perfect.
Cool. Alright, so you, and this is unsafe right now, you have looked at the disassembly for this more recently than I have. Remind me.
I think starting with the handguard is what I saw most people doing. So there's, what, 4 pins on the RDB?
Which way do they come
Basically, you're
out?
just gonna...
This way, I see.
Should be, yeah, opposite direction.
I'm gonna move this ballast all over here.
You probably don't. You might not even need the hammer. I guess it depends how tight they are.
I had a hard time getting it out by hand.
Okay. Is it started? Is he protruding on the other side? Sometimes you might have to put something under the gun a little bit to prop it up. So
I think that's what's going on here.
Has clearance, because otherwise you're just going to be hammering it into the table, right?
Yeah. I feel like a fucking caveman.
The AK, just use hammer. Only tool you need, comrade.
Put it right under the center of balance. Maybe.
I'm surprised it's that tight. Doesn't feel like it's moving?
No, not at all. Tell you what, there's a fucking...
Yeah, you definitely start with the pins. I'm watching a video right now. It's
Yeah,
pull
just for some
the
reason in this
12
gun,
pins off.
they're really fucking tight.
I mean, I'd rather have the pins tight than loose, but
Yeah.
there is a point that's like too tight, right?
There we go.
Yeah, usually once they get started too, a lot of times, then they'll.
That one's supposed to be captive, I believe.
No, I don't think any of the pins are captive on the RDB, are they?
Some of them are. There, I just
they
pulled
all-
it out too hard. There we are.
Literally watching a guy just yank them all out of his right now. So
They're not fully captive, but they're like... There's a little notch so they don't come all the way out necessarily.
yeah, a little detint on there.
Mhm.
Yeah, there should be 4.
Ouch.
This is where actually a rubber mallet is not a bad tool to have too. If you're going to be doing a lot of disassembly and stuff, I would recommend picking up one.
Boy, this one loves being a pain in the ass, doesn't it? Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Let's prop this under the actual punch case this time again. In between the two gun cleaning cases. Gorgeous.
Hey, whatever works. Okay, this guy, yeah, maybe they are captive. They do look like they just kind of pop out. You can pull them out all the way, but not necessarily repair. Maybe the rear ones are captive.
Oh my god. It's Penny a 20-pound sledge. Thank you. Would be very much appreciated, because fuck me.
Yeah, I think the problem you're having here is that hammer just doesn't have enough mass, right? You need a little bit of weight
Yeah, maybe so.
to drive something up. That hammer is more just tiny. It's for tapping.
I'm gonna put
versus
this on my
hammering.
lap.
Okay.
So it won't
yeah, I mean,
move around
take it
so
off,
much.
It's fine.
Boy, fucking howdy. Move, damn you!
Someone in the market for a bullpup now. Would you recommend the RDB still if you had the budget for a Tavor? If you had the budget for a Tavor and AUG, like it's still very satisfactory and feel no need for more.
I really like this thing. The friends I gave this to, when I took it out to the range, they also really like this thing.
Yeah.
Do I need to
it's-
have
and
this
so
on, like, fire? Because it's on safe right now. I'd be surprised if that mattered, but I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, you can switch it. I mean, it's fine. Shouldn't matter.
Jesus, what? I feel like a fucking caveman. Oy, oy.
Yeah, the
Just-
videos I'm watching, they just pop them out. There just doesn't look like to be any more. Shouldn't be any more science here. Must just be really tight.
Yeah. Note to self, don't use the brass end, you'll mar the fuck out of it.
Yeah, that can happen too.
Well, I got out one of the rear pins, so that's something. These are magnetic also, which is really nice. Wait, did I? I guess I did take that off. Oh!
Hmm?
I think it might have just been that one.
I've heard the
Hold my
Hellion
hand-
is for
hand
really
guard
tall
in.
people, but otherwise heard really solid things. So
Yeah,
Koopa,
that's the-
actually, it's pretty good that.
That's the handguard off.
Between-
It was just one pin. I did not realize that.
Yeah, you just hinge it down. Between Penny and I, we have all of those. So I have the Hellion, a Nog, a Tavor, and an X95.
And I have
And
the
Penny
lowly
has-
RDB.
And Penny has the RDB. So I can't comment on the RDB, but I can comment on all the other ones. My favorite, if you're just talking purely aesthetics, AUG. It's just such a cool looking gun, but it is, I think, a bit dated in its design. If you're talking the most practical of the bunch, like has the best controls, the best feel, I like the IWI X95. I think it's the most modernized of the bunch. So it
One
really
last
just depends.
penny here, please, Jesus.
Go penny. So it just depends. What's your budget? What do you like aesthetically? And but I think they're all good.
Might help if I hammer it the right
FS2000.
direction.
Were you on the other side of the pit?
Just now. I wasn't doing that before, but I was just now.
Okay, good. So yeah, it just depends on what you're looking for. I would not recommend the FS2000 unless you're just a weirdo collector like me, and you like it. You want the tactical tuna. But yeah, I think RDB is about $1,000 ish, and most of the other ones are going to be about 1,700 to 2,200, depending.
Oh, my mate is jackhammering this. Fuck me. It does not want to come out.
Doesn't want to move?
No.
On the budget, it should.
I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I should not be forcing this.
We can look at here. I'll pull up the owner's manual.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You are my one solace in life, GACHAGUNS. My true savior.
Kel-Tec.
Here's where we are with it right now, though.
Alright,
Good to know at least that if I want to replace the handguard, it comes off easy.
Yeah, that one's super easy.
There's some nice aftermarket ones, like some M-Lock ones.
I kind of dig that one from the survival one. It reminds me of the HK look, where it's like kind of like that wide forend.
Mm-hmm.
You lose the pick rail, but I don't know, I kind of like the aesthetic. Okay, where's the disassembly? Notice. See page 8-9. Enhance.
I may also just be a weakling of some form.
Alright, sir, muzzle is pointing in the safe direction. Engage the safety. Push back the magazine cache, remove the magazine. Pull back the operating handle and rotate it upward into the locked position.
Oh, you need the bolt lock back?
Wait,
Yeah.
no, Marie. I think, no, this is just saying for okay, so that was for checking. So disassembly. For disassembly, the hammer should be in the cocked position and the RDB on safe.
Okay, I
push
just
the
did
two
that.
forward.
The lower immediately popped off.
Haha. Push 2 forward.
The lower immediately hinged, so now we're at this situation.
Nice.
Now I just gotta get this fucking pin off.
And that okay, yeah, so you should be able to get that pin out.
Okay, has to be cocked and on safe. Good to know for the future. Wish they'd fucking mention that somewhere.
Pull carry, push the firing pin, retaining pin to the right.
I feel like a caveman. Boy, it really does not want to go. $20, like the channel point name. Thank you. Oy, oy, oy.
Survival one is sick. Yeah, this I like
Should
the
I
pistol
hinge
grip.
the lower out?
I mean, it shouldn't matter. It should just be able to drip that thing out.
Oy, oy, oy. Oy. Deep breaths.
I'd say you
Deep
do-
breath, Parabellum.
Yeah, you do have the bolt handle is forward and down, right? Or not bolt handle, charging handle. Like it's not locked back, right? The gun is.
It is actually locked back at this point.
Oh, okay. That's your problem.
Oh, Jesus.
Charging handle needs to be forward, and the bolt needs to be forward.
Okay. I'm having a bit of an issue where this is now a thing, and I don't know how to get this handled.
Let me. Can you show the back end again?
Yes. So
that hinges down, right?
Sierra Gaming,
So
thank you for the follow.
okay.
I'm having
So
a
go ahead
nightmare.
and pull the charging handle slowly and
there
try
we
and
go.
ease it forward. There
Done.
you go. Okay. I didn't realize the bolt back was this whole time, Penny. I apologize. That is why that pin is so... It has pressure, right? Basically, the recoil spring is putting all that pressure on the pin, so that's why you couldn't drive it out. Should come out now.
Still does not like me. Tell you what, is this on?
And
Let me-
can you show me
Let
the
me
close-up
check
of
if
the pin?
it's... That was fired. So you have to have it cocked, or do you have to have it decocked? Actually, you have to have
So it
it.
should be cocked.
You have to have it
cocked
cocked
with
to
it
put it
on
on safe
fire.
at all.
Yeah. So
And now, as
charging
soon as I
handle forward.
pull the fucking charging handle back, the rear pops open like a Pez dispenser.
This is fine.
I'm in a nightmare. I'm having a.
We'll get through this. We'll get through this, Penny. Don't worry.
Thank you.
So basically, take the spring pressure off. Let the charging handle forward. And then I want you. Can you show me a close-up of that middle pin,
Okay.
like in the camera focus, the one that doesn't want to come out? Okay, and flip it over the other side. Okay. Yep. See that? You know what I think happened here, Penny, is somebody put. I think they might have put the pin in the wrong way. It looked like the
It was the
pin's
same
normally-
direction as the other ones.
Yeah, I think they put them in all the wrong way. Because when people are pulling these things apart, they usually are captive to the pins pull out on the right side, not the left.
I see. So this.
So
That
I think
dumb motherfucker.
somebody might have done this one dirty and put the pin in the wrong way. It's probably why it's so stuck.
Tell you what, I think I'm breaking out the metal punches.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get the
You might have
brass
to.
one.
And do you have a normal hammer, honestly, besides that?
I do.
little hammer?
I do have a little mini hammer.
Okay, you might want to get something with a little bit more mass, just to give it a good thwack. Get it free. Find one that fits the little recessed hole completely.
Oh,
Again, we just need to get it started is all I think here,
that's a good idea.
so it doesn't wiggle around on you.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Not a complete fit, but it's close enough. Pray to Jesus. Oh, put it on safe. Ah!
There you go.
Well, there's your
Did it move?
problem.
What the f... How? Okay.
Well, that's not.
Apparently that's really, really soft brass.
Fuck me.
That brass punch has the consistency of Velveeta cheese or something. I don't know. Like, it should not just bend like
Jesus
that.
Wept.
Like, brass is soft, but it's not that soft.
Fuck me.
Do you have a steel punch in there?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I guess we're going to steel. That's fixable at least. You can bend that, although I don't know about how durable those punches are going to be. If that one just literally folded like that.
I'm in hell.
These things happen. I have destroyed many a tool to take a gun apart, so it's okay. These things happen.
Oh, boy.
At least we're not trying to hammer a pin out of an SKS. I did that the other day. I literally had to get a sledgehammer.
Jesus Christ. Also, my iPhone is dying. I did not realize it would die this quickly because I'm using the USB-C port on my computer for this camera. What do I do here?
Switch to PNG mode.
Do I have a USB-C to USB-A adapter? Tell you what, I'm gonna turn off my webcam for a second. I'll be back with y'all in a hot minute while I figure this out.
Okay. I'll talk about bullpups. So yeah, chat, and for Koopa's question, yeah, bullpups I think are really fun. If you don't have one and you're interested in one, I would definitely recommend checking them out. There's quite a few options on the market these days. Really, you have a lot of choices. I do think the Kel-Tec RDB here that we're talking about is probably one of the most economical. And seems to be a good quality rifle, although it has a few quirks, as you're seeing right now, so always keep that in mind, that no gun is perfect setup. But for the other bullpups, you're going to spend a lot more money. Is it worth it? Really, you have to decide if that's worth it to you. I don't think you can go wrong with any of the major ones, the AUG, the Tavor, the X95, and the RDB here. I think they all seem to be solid. The Desert Tech MDR is another one that we didn't mention, but it's also probably the most expensive. I think those are about $2,500. Am I missing any major ones? There's the Bushmaster M17. Those are very old school, though. Yeah, I think those are all the big ones. FS2000, of course, but the FS2000 is really the quirkiest of bullpups. So unless you just really want one, I wouldn't recommend them. MDRX was just on sale for $1,900. Ooh, that's a pretty good price. That seems pretty good. Your eyeing bullpup hits for the 1022, Koopa. I had one of those actually for a while, and although they look neat, my problem is anytime you convert a gun that's not a bullpup into a bullpup, you introduce some problems, mainly being the triggers are absolutely atrocious, because you're basically adding this linkage piece that just presses on the regular trigger. They don't like replace the trigger assembly themselves. So a dedicated bullpup has a trigger designed around being a bullpup. They still have generally kind of poor triggers. Oh, I forgot the Hellion. That's the other one I forgot to mention, the VHS rifle. And yes, you need, I feel like the VHS really shines if you got long arms. If you're a shorter statured person, I probably would not recommend that gun. I have one, I'm not super tall, and it feels very long to me. It's kind of the maximum size and like the pull that I would be comfortable using. So it's a gun for tall people. It's like the bullpup for tall people is the VHS, or people with long arms. But it is a nice gun, and you can use it. You definitely can use it with short arms. It's fine. It just might be a bit of a stretch for some of the controls. But yes, they can be fun projects, but my experience is they kind of feel bad, right? It feels bad, man. The bullpup conversions, although they look cool, usually have pretty poor controls, terrible triggers, kind of funny feeling assembly sometimes. So they're not like the worst, but just understand that going into a conversion kit is it's probably gonna have some weird oddities going on there. If you do a conversion kit. I know there's like the 1022 ones that make it look like a PS90 or P90. There's also, I had one it was from a company called, who was it? I can't even remember it now. It was really sci-fi looking. Looks super cool. Terrible trigger, absolutely terrible. Hightower makes the ones for the high points, don't they? Or am I thinking of somebody else? Hightower bullpup. Let me Google it. Yeah, they make the high point carbine conversion. Oh, and then the P90 ones. Yeah, they make the P90 looking 1022 conversions as well. I've never tried one of those. I've never tried that one personally. I think the thing that kind of weirds me out with that is it still has like the PS90 looking magazine in it, but it does like literally nothing. It doesn't get you anything. And then you have the Ruger 1022 magazine sticking out the bottom of the P90, which just feels wrong. It feels wrong when I look at photos and there's like a 1022 25 round mag sticking out the bottom of a P90.
Okay, we're
but
good.
If that doesn't bother you, then go for it. People hide snacks in there. It's true. You can hide snacks in all sorts of guns. Let me see. What was the one I had? 10. Oh yeah, Desert Tech actually released one too.
You hear me,
Same
Gotcha?
company that makes the MDR. What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yep, Yep.
Okay.
You're back. Welcome back.
Yep, okay. I got my iPhone plugged in.
Yeah, Desert Tech's the new one. It's called the Trek 22. Kind of reminds me of that RDB survival look, actually. It's kind of got those kind of vibes.
Yeah, I've seen that. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I think it makes more sense than some of the other bullpups. At least it feels like a little more thought was put into
I'm not
it.
bothering
It's
with
not
the
just
gloves
trying
right
to
now. I
look.
just need to get this fucking pin out.
It's not just trying to look like something. Oh, I had a Center Balance Systems, CBS, Center Balance Systems 1022 bullpup conversion, which again looks super sci-fi, but it had an actually awful trigger pull setup, so that was kind of a problem there. They're the cursed manufacturer that does the SKS and Mosin bullpup conversions too, which makes me die inside a little bit every time I look at a photo of one. But
Here, hammer.
yo, who made this one? Oh, that was the Ackless. There was the Ackless Defense, which is the company from the guy who was on that what was the TV show?
I'm getting this fucking pin out one way or another.
Do it. Get it.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what you can do too, Penny, is you can reinsert one of those rear pins if you need to.
That's probably a good idea, honestly. It's like stops
To
popping
hold
out.
it and hold it in place. You don't have to put it in all the way, just enough to like stop it from moving.
Yeah, that's clearly supposed to go in this way.
And again, bolt forward, correct, charging handle down.
Pull forward, charging handle down, in safe position.
Yep. So, like the bolt's not locked open, right?
Correct.
Okay, good.
Problem is, oh wait, this one is also metal.
Some things aren't meant to be bullpups. Yeah, it's true. I would agree. Mosin's
There
and
we
SKS's
fucking
probably.
go!
Oh, you get it? You got it?
Hallelujah!
Woo!
Oh, it's still a little stuck, but it's moved now.
It's moving? Okay, as long as we got it moving, that's the important part.
Whoever the fucking Joker is that put these in backwards is gonna get boot up his ass. I feel like fucking King Arthur.
Almost there. Pulling the sword out of the stone here.
Yeah.
That's your Kel-Tec pin.
It's out! And now the punch is stuck in. Fuck me.
Should be able to just pull it out. Or you can use another punch.
I'll
to
use the
remove
other
punch.
This is so fucking...
Just
What's this clown
okay.
car I've gotten myself
I heard
into?
it break free. You should be able to do that.
Now, where'd that pin go flying to? It's on the other fucking side of the table. Hold on. I'm gonna be crawling under this table, so I'm gonna turn off the cam. Holy
It's gonna get worse before it
shit.
gets better. Hey, the worst is over, I think. Okay, now this is truly cursed. I just found a picture of what looks to be like it's kind of zip gun,
Okay.
Zip 22-esque looking bullpup mounted to the bottom of another gun. I hate that. Deep breaths.
I still can't fucking believe this thing.
I can't believe that folded that easily. Even brass punches should not just whoop like wet noodle like that.
Hi, Astro Piggy. Welcome. I just found out the guy who I bought my RDB from put the disassembly pins in backwards. So that was a joyous situation to figure out. But I finally got the pins out. So now, let's just get this shit out of the way. What do they have tweezers in here for?
I don't know, it's kind of a weird choice. The hammer, that little... You can change the heads out, one of them popped out there.
I don't even care.
Okay, you can fix it later,
Yeah, fuck this. Okay, now, gloves on.
Yeah. Hopefully this is the worst time you ever have to take it apart. Going forward, it should be...
Yeah, once I put it in the correct way. Popping too much iron or what? What do you mean?
Going Hulk mode on that.
Oh, yeah.
Just getting out some aggression, that's all.
Yeah, it's very zen, actually. Very therapeutic. Fuck me.
People say that all the time about gun cleaning. I'm like, I don't think you've cleaned enough guns, bro. If you say gun cleaning's totally therapeutic, you've not taken apart enough firearms. I mean, it can be. It certainly can be, but there are some guns that
I was having a great time with the Model 39.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, no. At least now, we're through that purgatory. Okay. Get these fucking gloves on. Okay. Hammer. Thank you for your service. I don't think I need you anymore.
Yeah. Hammer Chan's probably good.
Yeah. These gloves aside. Okay. Now, how do I go about removing the lower?
Okay, well, wait, so you get... Is that...
All the pins are now removed.
All the pins are out? That should hinge at the back, down? Or that bottom part?
Yes. That should be good. Follow. Oop, there we go.
Yep.
And
yep.
there's our
Come
bolt.
forward, that whole front part comes out. Yep. And then you're going to pull that long bolt carrier piece out the back.
Mm-hmm.
Should just pull out.
There we are. Wowza.
And then set that aside. Yeah, it's a long way. Look at that. Very, very long assembly.
Well, it's because of the recoil spring.
Yeah.
That, does that remind you of anything?
Out,
Put that here.
So you can, yeah, I would set
This
maybe
here.
some pieces aside. There you go.
Yes.
There.
Okay. Thank you, Jesus. All right.
So looking at the diagram here, to take the bolt carrier part, see that little pin at the back part there?
Here?
Yep, that little guy. That one's gonna come out.
Okay. Which side?
It's gonna go, yep, from the small side through to the other side. So you want a small punch to push that out.
Of course, as soon as I put the actual punch away.
Yeah, as you put the punches away, we need them back.
Don't put punches on my keyboard. Okay. That's not good. No, that's not small enough. Oh. Do not even need the... Oh, it just came right out.
Yeah, it should be pretty... Usually those are pretty easy. You don't even need a hammer.
That's good to know.
Okay, so that pulls out. Now you should be able to kind of shake the firing pin out the back. Yeah, so like tilt it up so that the spring, the recoil spring, oh, yep, or it just falls out. Nice. And then there's a little cam pin in the left side there that you need to pop out. So kind of flip that back down. See that little pin there that's moving? That piece is going to come out in the side. So I would flip it over and just kind of give it a tap it on the table and that should pop out. Or you can grab it with your fingers.
Oh, got it. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a fair bit more complicated.
Yeah, now the bolt will come out the front.
Yep.
There you go. So okay. Bolt carrier now fully
and these
stripped.
are
That's all
drenched.
Oh, nice. Well, it's all well lubricated. That's good. Let me see here. I would probably start with the barrel again. So same thing we did last time. We're gonna get that thing soaking. Just kind of put a cloth down at the end, tilt it up.
Oh yeah. How do I go about? Oh. Well, there's how I go about changing it to the other side.
There you go. Really easy. You can swap it to the other side now. Yeah, I would just take it out. When we reassemble it, we'll put it to the other side.
So I'm still fucking.
Deep breaths. Still wheezing from the.
Hey, Ryan Massenar. Hi, Space Lion.
Looks like an MCX.
I'm still fucking reeling from that whole situation.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
There's your adjustable gas tube.
Yeah, I would not adjust it.
I'm not touching that now.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Because if you adjust it, then how many? Do you know how many settings the gas system is on the RDB? I know the RFB is like a bajillion, so you want to be careful with it.
I see. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little notches in there.
That's quite a lot then. So yeah, if you set it back up wrong,
yeah, I'm just gonna leave it.
Get on the right one. We can worry about that another day.
Yeah.
I think we've had enough challenges already with the RDB. We'll worry about cleaning the gas system another time. Honestly, you don't have to clean the gas system every time.
We have correctly. We have dealt with enough for today. Okay. So just fucking hose it with Ballistol in there.
Hose it down in there. Just stick that thing straight in. Give it a good squirt. Get it nice and lubricated. Yeah, just kind of tilt it up so it's won't run down. Just, yeah, go all the way down into the barrel there. Yep. Yeah,
I like this action.
Ooh, listen to that. A little too much. Maybe grab another cloth.
I just fucking cream pied my RDB barrel.
Yeah, a little.
Just gonna
thick.
let that fucking trip through for a minute. What is my life right now?
It's good. It's good time right now.
Okay. All right. What now?
Okay, so while that's again doing its thing, let's go ahead and start cleaning the bolt assembly bits.
Sure.
So those are all the little pieces, and I maybe would clean the big. I'd probably start with the big carrier part. Also, does that recoil spring come out the back now?
I tried pulling on it. It wouldn't go.
No, maybe not. It might just be permanently in there. Like there might be another pin you have to remove. I've never taken an RDB apart, so I don't know if that thing comes out or not. If it doesn't feel like it just pops out.
Yeah, there's something keeping it in there.
Okay, that's fine. So the front section is going to be pretty easy. Basically, just spray some stuff on, spray some Ballistol on there and wipe it down. Okay, you can start with the bolt too. That's fine.
Oh, is that not what the part you meant?
Well, I was talking about the bolt carrier, but like the big piece you were just handling. But
yes.
You can do whatever order you want.
Let's start with the bolt, just the bolt face, because then I can just put it on here.
So the reason I start with the carrier is because if you clean the inside of the carrier, that's kind of the piece that all the other pieces go into. So then as you clean them, you can put them back in.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. Pick whichever one you want to clean. Let's do it. So
start here.
And again, tip that I do for when I spray stuff like that, I'll put it on the cloth and then spray it versus like holding it on the glove, because then you don't get as much oil on your gloves and they aren't as slippery.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah, just kind of wipe down the outside of it.
I still gotta fucking meditate after what happened.
Zen, Penny.
Husa.
Yep, and just get in all the surfaces with your Q-tips. I spend a lot of time usually if the breech face there, the front, that's where you're going to want to focus on most of your cleaning to get stuff out of there. Mm-hmm. It's the most critical dimension that if it were to get fouled up could cause a malfunction.
Jamming over here, not in the firing pin.
Yep, not in the firing pin channel. Again, you can spray it on a Q-tip versus spraying it on the part itself and then wipe it in there.
Mm-hmm. I'm okay.
Good. You're doing great. Honestly, for if that's the most difficult thing we ran into, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna complain about that.
It could be much worse. It can always be worse, taking a gun apart.
Yeah. And hey, now it's fixed for next time.
Yep. And we'll know.
Ah, boy.
First time disassembling a gun is usually the worst because you're not familiar with it. You don't know how it's supposed to feel coming apart.
Temmie, can you let through the chat about cream pies? Thanks. Twitch flagged it. My hands are a bit busy. Can't get to my keyboard.
Does anyone actually clean the gas systems aside from corrosion and ammo? I mean, I do. I clean gas systems on all my guns when I. Well, depends. If it's something that has a very specific gas system that you set, like an FAL or whatever, I'll take the piston assembly out, but I will not mess with like undoing the entire assembly so I can mess with it. Because again, resetting it is a giant pain in the ass. And you basically need to go back to the range and shoot it again to confirm it. So if there's gas adjustability settings, I don't mess with them. But if it's like a on-off suppressor type thing, where it's like 3 positions, they're clearly labeled, yeah, I'll take the gas pistons apart, like on my Bren tube or that kind of stuff. AKs, I'll kind of get up in there and try and clean out as much as I can with the piston. We're good, we're good.
I caught it in my lap, we're good.
Also, Kel-Tec disassembly is probably going to be goofy. Yes. Kel-Tec things.
Honestly, on this, it would not have been
like other things.
It would have been totally fine were it not for the previous owner putting it in backwards.
Well, I'm assuming that is. We'll find out when we go to reassemble it. There might be something else going on there, but I
mean, I put in the pin
because...
the other way, and it just like easy in and out. So.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, they probably hammered in the wrong way over the detent, and then it got really lodged in there. Because yeah, in the manual it shows all the pins popping out to the right side, not the left side.
Yeah. Man, this Persona 3 music, I just happened to pick this, but this is actually like really perfect gun cleaning music. Okay. I think that's probably pretty good with the bolt.
But they put in backwards. Astro pins are, generally speaking, not too directional, and if you get a big enough hammer, you can install it whichever way you want.
You got a big enough hammer and a small enough brain. Ugh. That's fine.
I know when I've taken...
He included a little Magpul hand stop, so it's fine. And like when I shot the gun, it ran perfectly fine for pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean the pin, as long as it's holding it in, it's doing its job, right? It's not a problem until you go and take it apart.
Exactly. All right, I think that's pretty good.
When I've taken my KSG apart, it's definitely been it's pretty funky to take that thing down too.
Pretty funky.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this through here a little bit. All right.
So set that piece aside.
No, we got
the other bits. Get your cam pin, your firing pin, and then we'll do the carrier.
I believe this is the firing pin?
These are basically, all I do is just quick little spray, wipe it down.
Yeah, there's not many tiny surfaces on here, so it seems...
No, and the firing pin really shouldn't get that dirty. Like, it'll get a little bit of blowback through the firing pin channel into there, but it doesn't typically build up with a lot of carbon and other stuff. You need to, like, scrub it or do anything. Just a quick wipe down is all.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the cam pin. Otherwise, my gaming won't be fun. If it doesn't fit, make it fit. That's not good.
That ain't good advice, son. I don't know why I've decided to be your mom, but don't worry about it. It's fine. That's how you get bleeding. And fucked RDBs. Ooh, that might be a bit heavy.
Yeah, I said you kind of get a feel once you use that aerosol ballistol for a while, like how fast it comes out. So
Yeah, you gotta
kinda
get
like
some.
just a real quick spritz.
You gotta get
Like
some
the right amount.
real trigger discipline there.
Mm-hmm. Are you enjoying the smells too?
Honestly, I'm not smelling too much. Maybe that's because I'm
that's right.
I'm
Maybe this
recovering
was-
from COVID
maybe-
a bit.
This was good timing actually, because I think this ballistol smells like actually awful. I hate the smell of it.
Smells
I
alright
like
to
it's
me.
yeah, it's my favorite cleaner, but it's got this really funky smell that I'm just not a fan of.
Seems like good to me. All right, that's all the pieces of the bolt. Now the bolt carrier.
Nice. Yep. So the carrier,
I am gonna
I would
rub
just-
down the recoil spring a bit.
yeah, and then what I would probably do is spray some on that long, basically forward, that long sort of like portion, piston assembly portion. I don't know. Yeah, wipe it good.
Shut the fuck up.
Same thing. Do the same thing to the opposite side, the girthier part.